Place your bets, you jackwagons. Brad the Big Noise Evans here on a solo express edition of the Fade 5 podcast. It is a giving season after all, and you need some picks because tonight's college basketball slate is utterly ridiculous. We got action in MSG, we got action in other neutral court environments, we got home and away matchups that are downright scintillating, sensational, and eye-grabbing, and of course, I am locking and load all kinds of action. So I'm going to give you some picks in some of the marquee matchups. You want my full slate of plays, and it's constantly growing. Go to the X, where I'm always trying to give it to you there at Noisy Huevos, and subscribe to the Fade 5 podcast. We do episodes, generally speaking, every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Lundy's going to be back with me to break down Thursday Night Football, Saints and Rams tomorrow. But occasionally I sprinkle in some of these short form broadcasts as well, because I just love the hoop so damn much at the collegiate level. So thumbs up if you're watching this program and MMA Picture and Sound on YouTube, or give us a 5-star rating or a review as well wherever you're downloading and listening to your podcast. All right, let's get to it here on this abbreviated edition of the Feed 5 Countdown. Numero tres. Let's break down a late night matchup between Alabama and Arizona down there in the desert, and I love the over, and it seems like an extraordinarily high number, 173.5, and I grabbed this early day at BetMGM. Shop around because this line has been toggling. It's been moving up, it's been moving down, it's been moving up, it's been moving down. I probably play this up to around 175.5. This could flirt with 180 combined points. Both these teams could surpass 90 or at least reach the upper 80s, so I think we're going to hit the over on the standard total here, 173.5. Why? Hey, look at Alabama, one of the fastest teams in the country, number 39 in adjusted tempo, and they jack an insane in the membrane amount of three-pointers, 44.2% of their shots, to be exact. Sears, the guy that can really fill up the cup, a downright unstoppable scorer at times. We have seen that this season. Big reason why the Crimson Tide are number 11 in effective field goal percentage. Offense setting 57% inside the arc and 39.1% outside of it. Again, 44% of their shots are come from distance, so they are true arc assassins. League defensively, number 228. And EFG defense, giving up nearly 52% inside the arc, especially good offensive rebounding team, generate a ton of second chance opportunities, get to the line early and often, and they cash in there. Really like what Nate Holtz has, and you know what the general formula is: run, run, and run some more. That also applies to Arizona. Even faster team, according to KenPom.com, number 6 in adjusted tempo are the Wildcats, who are Final Four caliber. Don't believe me? Well, they're number 10 in effective field goal percentage offense. They're shooting 57.5% from 2-point distance and nearly 39%. Similar to Alabama, outside. An excellent rebounding team because the big bodies they have, Ballo in particular down the post here, top 20 in offensive rebounding percentage and defensive rebounding percentage. Better defensively than Alabama, number 74 in EFG defense. But again, zip, 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 zip. A first to 95 may win this sucker. It's going to have an NBA like Indiana Pacers, Charlotte Hornets type vibe. Maybe it's like 120 to 115 in the end in regulation. That's why I love the over. 173.5 between Alabama and Arizona. Numero dos here on the countdown in a neutral court environment being played in North Carolina, however, but not on the home floor of the Tar Heels. I like Oklahoma, and we've seen the line climb on this. It opened at 2 yesterday. That's what the Tar Heels were laying, and now the chalk is -3.5. For Carolina, the fight Michael Jordan's, and I think Boomer Sooner is going to score the cover. Hell, they may win the sucker straight up. Grab this at -110 on the +3.5 for OK at BetMGM. You look at the paper matchup. Oklahoma's an extraordinarily balanced team. They're just far and away the better team. According to the advanced analytics, number 12 in effective field goal percentage offense. They're shooting over 60% from 2-point distance, get a lot of easy buckets around the 10, and nearly 35% outside. Even better defensively, top number 5 to be exact, in the country an effective field goal percentage defense. They're only allowing 44.1% inside the arc and 25.6% outside of it. Now, turnovers in the offensive end for Oklahoma have been problematic at times. I have to clean up that, but they're an excellent boarding team. They really crash and wax that glass as they are top 25 in offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding percentage amongst all teams in college basketball. Meanwhile, you look at North Carolina. Armando Bacot is still there. I think he's like 45 years old. Member AARP. It's kind of crazy. He's still in college basketball, but they're a team that relishes a brisk tempo, as we've always seen from recent iterations of North Carolina basketball. Number 34 in adjusted tempo to be exact, but they're kind of middling in some of the other advanced analytic categories that really matter. Number 105 in effective field goal percentage offense, only number 150 in effective field goal percentage defense. So far worse there. They're giving up 49.4% around the 10. Again, that's the strength of Oklahoma, and 32.8% outside of it. Pretty good rebounding team because of Bacot's presence. They don't have a whole lot of depth, so if you get that front court in foul trouble, Oklahoma could certainly eat. Oklahoma doesn't really have any true superstar players, but Oweh, Hugley, Uzan inside, I believe, will be the difference in this one. So if you don't want a little sprinkling on the money line with Boomer Sooner, I certainly support that. But the best bet, in my opinion, in this game, pick it aside with the name brand, but put some damn respect on the name of Porter Mosier's Oklahoma Sooners team. They're downright good, and they are certainly a team that has earned their national ranking. So give me them. Plus 3.5. Numero uno tonight in college basketball. It's the Dukies, baby. Oh, slam, bam, jam. But yeah, everybody loves Duke, especially when they're playing inside MSG. However, on this SGP, I'm going to take Baylor. I'm going to jack up the line at plus 7.5 off the plus 3.5 standard line, which has climbed. And I say both teams score at least 70 points in this. You put those two together, plus 120. Yeah, work the shoulders. It gets seduced by that juice there at BetMGM. Baylor's downright good. Now, they got their asses kicked, no question about it, in Detroit last time out against Michigan State. It was certainly a Sparty party. It was a get-right spot for Tom Izzo's club. But this Baylor team is very talented from top to bottom. They relish a brisker pace. That's why I think they're going to break 70 points, number 100 in the country in adjusted tempo. And they are number 5 in the country an effective field goal percentage. Offense shooting 54.6% inside the arc and 44.6% from way downtown. Decent defensively, number 76 in EFG defense. Really get out and stretch along the perimeter. A.J. Dennis, the starting point guard transfer from Toledo, has done an excellent job in that capacity. They're only giving up 29.9% from three-point land. Very good second chance team. Way up there in the offensive rebounding percentage numbers nationally. And again, they are numero uno. They are the top tacos. Put some hot sauce on top of that, baby. And three-point percentage offense. To repeat, 44.6%. They are draining from distance. Utterly ridiculous. Meanwhile, I look at Duke. Not as fast of a playing team as we've seen previous versions of Duke basketball. Number 164 in adjusted tempo, so they can play variable speeds and play comfortably. Number 42 in effective field goal percentage offense, a team that's shooting almost 37% from distance, a very good three-point shooting team in their own right, and 54.9% inside the arc, but only number 149 in effective field goal percentage. D, a pretty good defensive rebounding team. See Mr. Filipowski for that reason. And turnover percentage offense, they don't really cough up the rock. So I think this game boils down to, can Baylor at least somewhat neutralize? I'm not saying it completely shut Filipowski down. He could shoot that outside jumper from distance. Obviously, he can beat you up inside. He can clean the glass and get some of those second chance opportunities. And with a kiss, get an easy conversion. But again, Baylor is a fantastic rebounding team. I think the key in this game for them is their bigs. And Missy in particular, he is the 7-footer who's got to stay out of foul trouble and really block out going toe-to-toe there with Filipowski. I love Baylor's guard play. I love their wings. They got shooters galore, and they can make it downright pour from outside. And I think that's the reason why they're going to keep this one nice and snug, and that's why I'm playing the SGP. The Baylor Bears plus 7.5 in the alt line market in both teams to crack the 70-point mark at plus 120 at BetMGM. My top play of the day on a loaded slate of college basketball. And of course, you want some more this time. Let me give you a couple of additional picks here that I like. I grabbed Creighton when the line opened at -6, and that line is jacked up to -8.5. They're in Omaha, hike, taking on the Villanova Wildcats in a Big East matchup. And I think Creighton is going to exercise some demons. That recent UNLV loss, I still can't get off this cerebral cortex. It's like stained on my brain. That shortcoming they had there in Vegas. But this is a get right spot for them. Villanova's been so inconsistent, real. By definition, true kings of inconsistency. Nova, of course, rushes a slower pace. Creighton can play any kind of pace, and they can pop, punch in the mouth offensively. The Blue Jays, number 2 in the nation in effective field goal percentage. All friends, look at Kalkbrenner and friends. They're netting 62.5% from 2-point distance and 38.7% from outside. I think that is going to be the difference in this game. Villanova, they shoot a crap load of threes. Sometimes they go in, oftentimes they miss. But defensively from 3-point land, they're not getting their hands up. They're not challenging shots. They're not altering shots, evidenced by their 36.3% allowed. And you look at Creighton, they are very 3 happy. Why? Because of Baylor Shireman. Nearly 50% of their shots, folks, are coming beyond the 3-point arc, and they're hitting 38.7% of those looks. So I think they're just going to, make it rain. It's going to be a deluge from distance for the Creighton Blue Jays. They're going to win this sucker by double figures. So I play this up to 9.5. That line keeps on climbing. I'm going to lay the 8.5 what the standard line is now, though I got it at -6. But wait, there's more. Of course, you're going to, if I lose everything, you're like, Evans, I need something, man. I need a chase. I'm way down. If you want a later night game way out west that I do like, I like the Red Hawks of Seattle laying un punto. That's at -1 against visiting Louisiana Tech. Now, Seattle's lost, I think, like 3 of the last 4 games. The last time they took the floor, they lost in a heartbreaking fashion to one of their rivals in Seattle, and that being the University of Washington, 100-99. I think that went multiple overtimes. An unbelievable game from start to finish. But the Seattle team is pretty good defensively, number 90 in the country in AFG defense, and especially stretching out to the arc where they're only giving a 29.4%. Excellent rebounding team as well. They scored most of the points inside the arc because they're only shooting 31.5% outside of it. And you look at La Tech, they're no slouch, or the Bulldogs, but they're number 220 nationally in effective field goal percentage offense, and they don't really shoot the ball particularly well inside the arc. Their strength is outside of it at 35.7%. Pretty good defensive team is La Tech at number 23 in EFG defense. So if you want another lean in the Seattle La Tech game, I'll take the under on that. But I think the Red Hawks, fly high, and it's going to be very sweaty potential in-game scenario. Hopefully hit their freebies and cover the 1 point. So we recuperate any funds lost from the earlier slate action. All right, I'm out of breath. We are out of time here on the Express edition of the Fade 5 podcast. Do me a favor, would you kindly? Drop us a rating and a review on this sucker if you consume this content that we usually do 3 times a week. And some of these smatterings of college basketball action when the slates are good, let us know. It really helps us out. on the podcast and really with our advertisers and with the general audience as well. So please give us that 5-star rating. And if you got time, you're in a holly jolly giving mood, submit a simple review wherever you download and get your podcast, or drop us a comment on YouTube and giving that thumbs up as well. You can follow all of my picks on the X or the Twitter, where I'm always trying to give it to you, at Noisy Huevos. Nate Lundy, all his hot, hacky action. He's dropped the puck and trying to make some bucks at Nate Lundy. Follow his free spreadsheet picks there. So I got to do television for Live and Line. Make sure you're watching that every Monday through Friday across the Valley Sports RSNs and at watchstadium.com/live, watchstadium.com/live, or just find Stadium. If you got one of those smart TVs, it's a fast channel. It's free, and you can watch myself, Danny Klobuchar, Cameron Smith, all kinds of friends break down the entire day's slate of sports betting action. We're on like every single day outside of Saturday, Sunday, the entire freaking year, because we love the action so much. And we're sponsored as well by BetMGM. Until next time, as always, feed or follow. That is up to you.